This copyrighted telecast is an exclusive presentation of Learfield under the broadcasting rights granted by the University of Nevada. Reuse of this presentation is prohibited without the express written consent of the University of Nevada and Learfield.
Happy October! Welcome to a new episode of Wolfpack All Access from inside our Champion Chevrolet Nevada Sportsnet studios. I'm your host this week, Shannon Kelly. It's a new month and a fresh slate for the Wolfpack football team as it begins Mountain West play in the Central Valley against the Bulldogs of Fresno State. Nevada would enter this game as nearly a 14-point underdog against the Dogs. Here's Mike Stephenson with the highlights from the Valley delivered by BTX Global Logistics.
Mountain West play arriving in the Central Valley, home of the 4-1 Fresno State Bulldogs, building momentum under first-year coach Matt Entz. These two have played every year since 1998. That'll change next year when Fresno State heads to the Pac-12. Nevada trying to send them out with an L. Mervyn Kenyon, the third, starting strong. Third play of the game, he picks off E.J. Warner. Pac has momentum. But true to its form this season, Nevada hands those good vibes right back. Chubba Purdy's pass picked off. Cameron Braca has it, advantage Bulldogs. They'd get no points there. Pac would actually lead 3-0 after the first. I'll spare you three more highlights of first half turnovers. Nevada did that and trailed 23 at the half. Insert true freshman quarterback Carter Jones. Maybe the Chubba Purdy experience over. We'll see as the kid connects with Dakota Thomas. It's a 15-yard score, 20-10 late in the third. Maybe things get weird in the Central Valley. Jones, deep for Nate Burleson. It's 45 yards, longest play given up this year by the Bulldogs. And Nevada's back in biz and going in again with Jones throwing through the pressure. The screen is to Caleb Ramsey. He'll scamper in. Hold the phone. It's 20-17 and there is a ton of time left. The Silver and Blues defense doing its thing in the second half. Jonathan Maldonado, part of a big-time two-headed pass rushing attack with Dylan La Barbera as he gets to Warner for the sack. Nevada would then go 3 and out, though, and punt it with nearly 9 minutes to go. Nevada's thinking they're going to get the ball back, and that would not be the case. Somewhat anticlimactic as the Bulldogs go 15 plays and consume the clock, setting up victory formation in the red zone. So Nevada plays a strong second half with a new quarterback, but falls just short once again. 20-17 the final.
You could tell off the first half to the second half, it was damn near a completely different team. And just seeing how much we've grown and how we came out the second half, I mean, you could tell everyone on the sideline, everyone's inspired, everyone sees what we have, and we just need to put two halves together. And once we do that, man, we'll go wherever we want to go. Carter Jones has my utmost respect, man. That's a true freshman coming into a hostile environment like this and really coming in and balling, dude. I mean, just the way he felt so poised in the pocket, I felt like everybody was able to rally behind him. And I just want to say that takes nothing away from Chubba Purdy or any other quarterbacks that play. They're going to have their role, and they're going to own their role, and they're going to help the team win. At the end of the day, it's a team. So I'm so proud of Carter. I'm also so proud of Chubba, and I'm also so proud of AJ. All the quarterbacks that played, everyone who played. It's definitely just a team way to, keep going to where we want to go and to get that win.
We have a lot to get to on Wolfpack All Access this week as it was a monumental week in Northern Nevada with the ceremonial groundbreaking of the GSR Arena. Plus, we set the table for the women's swim and dive season. But coming up next, Alex Margulies sits down with Nevada football head coach Jeff Choate at Legacy Hall.
Jones takes the snap. Here's a big blitz. He's hit as he throws. He dumps it off. Ramsey right side, 15-10. Caleb's going in. Touchdown, Nevada. 12:36 to go in the fourth. Here comes the Wolfpack.
Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. Let's head out to Legacy Hall for our one-on-one conversation with Nevada football head coach Jeff Choate.
Welcome inside Legacy Hall. Alex Margulies, head coach Jeff Choate, coming back from Fresno State. Obviously, another kind of frustrating game where you feel like, man, there's so many things that we did well as a team that you could win a game, but then there's those massive kind of problems in the turnover game, which have been following your team this season. How do you sort of assess the game from Saturday?
Yeah, I think, opportunities squandered in the first half with some tremendous defensive play, including the turnover that we created on the first drive of the game. and then 2 plays later we give it right back to them. And so there were some strange things, the 2 batted ball interceptions, and with turnovers on back-to-back plays and things like that. It was just seemed like it was kind of snowballing on us, and that's a dangerous place to be with a fragile team. There was some soul searching that was going to have to take place, and obviously we made the choice to roll with Carter Jones in the second half full time and let him have the reins of the offense. Once he came out and made a couple of throws and hit Nate down the sideline, and we were able to punch that in with the screen pass to Caleb. That was a very positive moment. But then you go back to the why of, well, we had opportunities in the first half that we squandered, and we also left our defense on the field all that time. And that shows up where? Late in the game, where they played a few more snaps than they needed to play. We weren't able to win the battle of time of possession, which was critical. We controlled field position the entire first half, and yet because of the turnovers, it really wasn't a net advantage for us.
When you made that decision to go to Carter, what was it about what you've seen since you've gotten him as a true freshman to know, okay, we think this guy is ready to get this shot, and we think that he can make a positive impact?
Well, he's a very poised guy. He's got a live arm. He operates a lot of the offense very naturally, throws off platform really well, sees the field, and like I said, just has this really unique poise for such a young man. And I think that, he's shown our guys in practice consistently over time that, wow, he's done that a lot, where there's like, oh my goodness, did you see that? Or wow, did you see that? And then there were some mistakes and some, not understanding where the play clock is and rhythm. And so really this was kind of the design was, hey, let's amp him up, get him in the game plan a little bit for a couple of weeks, bye week, get him more reps, have a package or two for him in the Fresno game. And then that package turned into, okay, this is what he can do to help us go win a game.
Okay, you know what? We need to just give this guy a shot.
Yeah, I think it was the right time. And, you can always say, well, hey, what if and all that kind of stuff. We don't know what the future holds. But I do know that I think moving forward, he's going to be an exciting part of our offense and give us the opportunity to generate some points. We'll live with whatever growing pains there are at this point, understanding that, every rep, he's going to be one rep better. And I think that he's going to give us the best chance to win, and I think that the guys in the locker room are behind him and believe in him, and I think that'll elevate their play.
How important is it to have that sort of play from your defensive ends in particular, to have La Barbera and Maldonado, when you can have those two guys kind of setting the tone on the edges when it comes to the run game or being able to get to the quarterback? How much does that make your entire defense better?
Yeah, well, anytime you can affect the quarterback, you're going to have a good opportunity to have a successful defense, and those guys being able to set the edge in the run game and the pass game has been impactful. I think really kind of an unsung thing about that is Thomas Whitty and Nelson Rapati and Logo inside. Those guys are the glue guys because we kind of turn the outside guys free because those guys have the ability to overlap and maintain balance in our rush lanes. And so I think that's really those guys working together as a team. And I think, Coach Pyam and Tevis have done a fantastic job with the front.
All right, so now you come back to Mackey Stadium this weekend, taking on a San Diego State team that's gotten off to a good start this season. When you've seen the Aztecs on tape, what are you looking at?
I think it starts with them on defense. They're the number one scoring defense in the Mountain West and one of the top in the conference. They lead in just about every statistical category in the Mountain West on defense. They're where they're supposed to be. Their eyes are right. They're physical and they tackle well. And I think that's a pretty good recipe for a successful defense, and so I think that's where it starts for them. They've got a good back in Lucky Sutton that's experienced. They have quality tight ends, 2 receivers. One of them's a transfer. One of them's a guy that's been there for a minute, number 2 and number 17, that are both 6'3", that can go win those 50-50 contested balls. And so, I think it's going to be a match of two really good defenses, and got a veteran transfer quarterback, and now you're going to see a rookie guy for us go slinging.
Nevada returns to Mackey Stadium on Saturday when San Diego State comes to town. Kickoff is at 7:30 in the evening. Coming up next on Wolfpack All Access, we take you to the Grand Sierra Resort, where Pac Fetty was flying through the air for the GSR Arena's groundbreaking ceremony. Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access, presented by Champion Chevrolet. 2 years ago, the Grand Sierra Resort announced its $1 billion redevelopment project, the largest private capital investment in Reno history. Now, 2 years later, dirt is moving and construction is underway for phase 1 of the project, which includes the $435 million arena. Confetti flying at the Grand Sierra Resort as a few hundred people gathered near the GSR Arena's construction site for a ceremonial groundbreaking.
I think this community should be really excited about the fact that we're going to have first-class sporting experiences, concerts right here where we're standing.
University of Nevada President Brian Sandoval was one of 4 speakers to take the podium, along with Reno Mayor Hillary Sheevy, Nevada Athletic Director Stephanie Remp, and GSR owner Alex Morello, who also set the bar high for Wolfpack hoops.
I want a national championship title. Come on!
In my entire time of being a mayor, I have never seen a groundbreaking like this. This is unbelievable.
The arena is on track to open in the summer of 2027 and be the new home for Wolfpack men's basketball, starting in the fall of 2027.
To have this on the horizon, again, just speaks volumes to a university that isn't just talking the game. There's action behind it, and anytime you get that, then it's our job to produce, and that's going to be fun.
People love this university. There are tens of thousands of alumni in this community who want nothing better to see their team win, and they're with us through thick and thin, but I think this really is going to put us in a new level.
The 10,000-seat arena will have a handful of new player amenities, such as a cold tub, hot tub, lounge, and training room. Nevada plans on busing its students to games and has already earmarked a student-only entrance into the arena. Athletic Director Stephanie Remp also vows to keep ticket prices affordable for fans.
Of course, we're going to have floor seats, we're going to have club seats, we're going to have suites, mini suites, all of that, but we will not price it out of this market at all. We are very committed to making sure that the fans in Lawler will still have an opportunity to come to this venue, for sure. That's a priority for us.
Morello rolling the dice in the biggest little city and investing $1 billion into the GSR because of his love for the Northern Nevada community.
So Reno, you guys are the best, period.
This was a conversation that started many years ago, and it just continued to escalate. And again, I'm really thankful to Alex Morello.
I've been very fortunate and blessed to do this thing for a long time and been around a lot of different projects, and this one is top of the food chain. It's going to be the nicest arena out west, which is going to be special for us.
Even before the dirt moved, we haven't questioned this because they've been so committed to it and involving us in every step of the way, and they've just come through on every promise that they've made and making it feel like home for us and making sure we're a part of it. They've been phenomenal partners, and we're so lucky and grateful.
Phase 1 of the project is not just the arena, but an ice rink, parking garage, a lakefront golf driving range, and fan zone Central Plaza. At the groundbreaking ceremony, Nevada Athletic Director Stephanie Remp also announced former Wolfpack star Jarod Lucas is joining Steve Alford's coaching staff as an assistant coach. This comes after Kyle Guy signed a contract with the Indiana Pacers, paving the way for Lucas to join the staff. Lucas helped Nevada reach back-to-back NCAA tournaments in 2023 and 2024. He played last season in the G League with the Dallas Mavericks affiliate, the Texas Legends, as well as a stint overseas. Coming up next on Wolfpack All Access, we head out to the Lombardi Pool to chat with Nevada head swim coach Brendan Bray. But before we go to break, Chris Murray has a look at This Week in History, presented by Bradley Drendel and Janae.
Boise State's blue turf is one of college football's most iconic venues. It's also been a house of horrors for Nevada. But on October 2nd, 2021, the Wolfpack made the Broncos howl in a 41-31 victory. That win snapped a 24-year drought for Nevada at Albertson Stadium, marking the Wolfpack's first win there since 1997. Trailing by a point at halftime, Nevada powered past Boise State behind a team effort. Quarterback Carson Strong threw for 263 yards and a score. Running back Toa Tawa accounted for 168 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kicker Brandon Talton booted 4 field goals, and linebacker Dayon Henley had an interception and fumble recovery in the second half, as Nevada finally found itself victorious on the Broncos' blue turf after 9 straight losses at Boise State.
Hi, I'm Vanessa Valentine. I'm the head coach here at the University of Nevada. Favorite sports memory, that for me is playing on the beach soccer national team and putting on a U.S. national jersey for the first time. Ooh, spirit animal. This is a great question. Yeah, I'm like a shark, I would say. Yeah, I like to hunt my prey. I'm a shark, and I got a mean bite for sure. That would definitely be Matthew McConaughey. He'd be on the sideline, I know he's a Texas fan, but for the day he'd be Wolfpack, he'd be on the sideline, he'd be pumping people up. If you heard some of his pump-up speeches, oh man, I would definitely want Matthew McConaughey on the sideline for sure. A favorite for me for lunch is easy turkey sandwich, avocado, tomato, lettuce, very simple. Hidden talent, what is it? I can juggle the ball and play on the beach, on deep sand. Yeah, I can play good soccer on deep sand.
Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access. A new swim and dive season is here at the Lombardi Pool, led by 10th-year head coach Brendan Bray. The ladies head into a new season with a junior-heavy squad, including 7 athletes who captured all Mountain West honors last year. The diving squad will be led by Olympic medalist and Nevada alum Krista Palmer, who takes over for Jin Lee Yu, who retired earlier this year. Bray added 6 divers during the offseason, the most he's ever had on a squad during his tenure. We recently caught up with Coach Bray ahead of the new campaign.
Big turnover on the team from 2 years ago. We brought in a large group of freshmen. Team really changed over, and that young group is now kind of turning into the core of our team, our juniors. We've added to a lot of divers. So in the past couple of years, we had a small but very strong group of divers of 2 or 3. This year, we're going into the season with 6. So we're going to kind of have a deeper dive group, and then our kind of core swim group are in their junior season pretty much. And so I think we have a lot of exciting stuff in front of us. I think there was a lot of high emotions the first season in terms of racing when you're uncomfortable and being in an environment where you're not used to it and knowing what to expect from us and from them, right? And so our first year, there were some bumps along the road. We had some meets that didn't necessarily go our way, but then starting, second year, we started to have a lot of confidence with that group. And then moving into now our kind of, again, the core group being juniors, there's a lot of confidence. They know what to expect. We added UCLA onto our schedule this season to kind of really attack a higher level opponent. I think that'll help us raise our level. I don't think we would have been ready for that 2 years ago. And so I think there's just a lot more maturity with the group. And again, like I said, with diving, in my 10 years, we haven't had 6 divers on the squad. And I think that's going to give us a really good opportunity to get some depth points in ways that we hadn't gotten recently.
The ladies took down Cal State East Bay in its season opener and will be back in the water to host UC Davis at the Lombardi Pool on October 25th. We wrap things up on Wolfpack All Access this week with some news and notes from the Wolfpack Athletic Department, plus a look at how the women's soccer and volleyball teams fared earlier this week. Welcome back to Wolfpack All Access. It's a busy time of year on campus with fall sports in full swing. The Wolfpack women's volleyball team hosted UNLV for its lone match of the Silver State Series presented by America First Credit Union. Nevada fell to the Rebels in 4 sets on Thursday in front of a packed house at the Virginia Street Gym. The ladies fell to San Diego State on Saturday and will now hit the road for a pair of matches before returning to VSG on Thursday, October 16th for a match against Wyoming. The Wolfpack women's soccer team notched its first victory since August 17th against Grand Canyon this week, coming away with a 1-0 win after Jasmine Navarro scored the game-winning goal in the 60th minute. The ladies then traveled to Laramie, where they fell to Wyoming in a tough match on Sunday. The Wolfpack Athletic Department has a couple of news and notes to pass along, starting with the Wolfpack football game this Saturday against San Diego State. Be sure to stay in your seat at halftime for the 3rd annual drone show presented by the Nevada State Bank. Men's basketball season tickets are on sale and start as low as $7 per game. And women's basketball season tickets are also on sale and start at $65 for the entire season. Plus, Nevada football's legendary night is happening on Saturday, October 25th at the Reno Ballroom. Hear from former head coach Chris Alt and former players, as 100% of the proceeds will go towards Nevada football's revenue sharing. To secure your seat, head to NevadaWolfpack.com. That'll do it for us this week on Wolfpack All Access from inside our Champion Chevrolet studios. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Good night.
This has been an exclusive presentation from Learfield.